Welcome back to the channel, guys. Please excuse my hair. I had a hat on. First things first, I have already started on a project. I did a couple things inside of the car today. I put the rear seats back in. Now I'm jumping around from project to project. Now let's get down into it. I wasn't kidding, guys. I already got into it. So the only thing that I've done, so you guys can see, I've taken that little ram air filter off that diverts air into the factory air box. I took these clips off to remove the case for the air box, took the filter out, and that's where I'm at now. Now, what the project is for today, there's a 2-stage boost solenoid that comes from the factory that I tried to bypass to just keep it in high boost at all times, and it did not work. So I'm just gonna toss the whole thing. I have a manual boost controller that I'm gonna be installing on the car, but I gotta be very, very careful. Being the car is in tune, the car is all stock, all I want to do is keep the boost at factory settings of high boost settings, which is right around 10-ish PSI. If anything, I'll keep it a little bit less than that because I still only have the factory boost gauge in the vehicle, which only reads up to 7 PSI. So I'll slowly creep my way towards that 7 number and then probably keep it right around there. The part that I'm doing is unnecessary. I'm actually gonna remove the bottom half of the factory air box. The reason why I'm doing that is I just wanna clean really good down in this area. There's a lot of dirt, a lot of grime. I just wanna get to it. It's gonna be very simple. It's 1, 2, 3, 10 millimeters. And I'm gonna take off everything from the hose clamp assembly as opposed to removing the mass airflow sensor out of this box. Also, I'm gonna be replacing the plugs. I went with NGK plugs just because I see that's what everybody else is running. I didn't go into a plug that's colder or a plug that's hotter. I basically am going for an OEM replacement for now, guys. It's a good thing I looked. There's just one more 10 millimeter bolt that's hidden. Here we go. This gives us a better look of everything. This is the solenoid that I was talking about. I actually cleaned it up really, really good. I made a video on grounding this out to how the solenoid works pretty much in a nutshell. It looks like I didn't really know how it works, so I'm not gonna be posting that video. All I'm gonna be posting is bypassing that solenoid. All right, guys, not too shabby for a quick little cleanup. All I used was the same workhorse cleaner that I've been using, and then I used some of that stain remover that I showed you guys earlier. I took off this upper intercooler pipe that goes through the intake manifold. I'm gonna clean that. All of these pipes have to be cleaned. I can't dig into that right now. I just wanna take care of this little project right here before we have to leave. Just so you guys see how this works. I had already been in here, remember? So I replaced all these vacuum hoses. So the pipe that goes from down here, your side mount intercooler, up to your intake had a nipple on it. That's where this was. This tees off with the wastegate, and then it runs into your boost solenoid. And then this gets routed into somewhere down here. I don't know the exact location, so I don't want to mislead you guys. But this looks like this pipe gets recirculated somewhere back here into the blow-off valve location. It's very, very simple. Your boost controller, whichever you're using, is gonna replace this T. Now you're thinking, what am I gonna do with these lines? This bottom line, so take a look, this bottom line, that gets deleted. That's gone. This top line, which gets, again, routed to the back. Let me see if I could get a better, oh, there it is. You see that clean line that's down there? That is what you are going to cap. A lot of people will plug it. I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm just gonna install a cap down there, and I'm probably just gonna put a little zip tie just in case, God forbid, if anything, it doesn't fall off, or I'll install one of these little hose clamps. The boost controller that I'm using is an old school Hallman boost controller. It's brand new. I was actually gonna use it on the vet project, but this has priority right now.
Too soon, Junior.
This is what the sensor looks like all removed. There's your plug, very easy to remove. Don't worry about my wiring. This is what I attempted to do. And what I had read on the internet is if you apply ground at all times, your two-stage boost solenoid would stay engaged in high boost. Well, I was wrong, or they were wrong, either one. Finishing up the install. So again, I went with the Hallman boost controller. The way the boost controller works is basically there's an in and there's an out. On the Hallman, this side is the port that goes towards your wastegate, and then the bottom is your vacuum source. And all it does is it just tricks the wastegate into thinking that there's, if I'm not mistaken, more of a restriction, so you get more boost. It's a very simple design. It's an old school design. A lot of people now are using electronic boost controllers to just help manage boost a little bit better, but that's in the future. That's when you're making more power. For now, we just want to keep it simple. So look, everything came out really clean. I ended up using the bolt for the power steering reservoir. Here's the finished product. Everything is assembled back to normal. One thing that I forgot to tell you guys, the boost controller, it is very, very important that you start off in the lowest boost setting possible. My boost gauge has a plus or a minus. I made sure it was all the way to the minus. Guys, you don't want to overboost the car on accident for something so simple. Start in the lowest setting and do small increments and check your settings. When you first do a pull, let's just say in the car, I would do a partial throttle, take a look at your boost gauge, and go from there, guys. That is all. I ran out of time. I was going to do the spark plugs, but I'll do that in another video likely. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.